Test 1, 2, 3.
要换 2D side view、plan view 还有 front view。
你有没有 3D 啊？
有，我会画 3D， but 3D 是画 like one joint， one joint。如果画整个角不是吗？
整个如果是画整个话，你们是要画每个不同的那一盒来。
对对。得做啊，一个小就 like one joint。如果画整个要用很久的时间，不能。还没到那个阶段。我太过零25块200。
有买 MX 吗？
没有。我觉得好用，就可以调整，就不要只大声叫。
MX 这它很多参与，它是 productivity 的啊，好像是 Y.E.S 两个 Pro 的。3个，这个是3个。那更好一点。它这里一个 button， 这里2个 button， 这里2个。
这样我是来做我。
来你Photoshop 那我就 preset 给你了，它全部已经 preset 给你了。
Welcome back to the second half and final pitching session. So hi guys, welcome back to the final session of this pitching. So, how was lunch? You guys have lunch? Was it good? Okay. So, without further ado, we will welcome back the judges for the pitching session. So, Mr. Dash, Mr. Max, Mr. Andre, and Mr. Sharizan. Please put your hands together for them. So before we continue with the final pitching session, we will go through some house rules again. So each team will be given 5 minutes to present their previous ideas, and 5 minutes will be allocated for the Q&A sessions this time. So there will be a card being flashed by the timekeeper when they are left with 1 minute. And the presenters must stop immediately when the timer rings and another card is flashed by the timekeeper. The timekeeper is sitting in the middle right now, so you can actually see them if they flash anything in front of you. All audiences must be quiet and keep their phone on silent mode. And also, to all presenters, please be polite and professional when you're pitching and answering the Q&A session. So we will start the final pitching session right now. The first group who will be pitching is Group 6.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. It's us again, and we will present our idea again. So, for now, it is mobile tech related, and the main issues, the main problem we want to solve is inaccurate measurement and how different it looks like when we buy clothes online. So we want to solve these two issues. So we introduce you our technology. It's called BFR, Virtual Fitting Loan. So what is BFR? Basically, BFR is a mobile technology which enables everyone with a smartphone to use their phone camera to scan themselves, and then you can generate an avatar of yourself inside your phone. So basically, with this technology, people who like to shop online, they can use this technology and then they can try on different clothes of different colors and sizes and designs on themselves. So they can get a more accurate measurement and also know how it looks like on yourself instead of those beautiful models. So basically this one, we're selling this technology. It's not an app. We're selling this technology to clothing brands like H&M or Zara with an existing app. So if they buy our technology, they can implement this technology inside their app. So when people use their app, they can use this technology. They can try on different clothing on their own avatar. So how this technology works is inspired by this technology. It's a research project in Cornell University, and basically the technology is when you take a short video of yourself like that, and then you turn around, and in just a few seconds you can generate a 3D model of yourself like that, and the accuracy is just like 5 mm. And so our idea is to use this technology and make it more advanced and make it more accurate, so people can try on different clothing and different things with this avatar. So our starting point is, the first one, it has high accuracy, body measurement, and the second one is you can know how it looks like when you wear the clothes.
So target here, what we mean by target is that this product will target teens and adults who likes online shopping. So who will benefit from using this app will be those who are having this service of online shopping. So things like Lazada, Shopee, Zalora will all benefit from this. So then why as a company would you buy VFR? The first thing will be size accuracy. With size accuracy, you'll be able to improve customer satisfaction. So how does it improve customer satisfaction? Is by reducing refunds. So sometimes when you buy your clothes and you're excited that this new clothes is coming, but when it comes you realize it's in the wrong size. So there is no issues in refunding, but when you refund, there's that sense of loss that now I have to wait again for the new things to come in. So this reduces customer satisfaction. So how does it increases profit directly is that when you reduce refunds, you're making more sales. So your quantity in terms of sales will increase. And how you reduce overproduction is that with this size accuracy, I'll know that how many people are actually buying the correct sizes. So some people who are maybe say M size, they might feel that this looks good in S size. I'll buy it and I'll wait for it. I'll work out until I'm at S size, which will be an inaccurate data for the producers to produce the clothing. So then these are our ideal sellers. So we will be targeting like Zalora, H&M, or any other things like Shopee and so on, so that they will be using this product. And the reason why they will choose this product is because it's a generic product like Microsoft Word, where we produce it and they will just use a service that is similar. And there's no reason for them to create it because currently there's none available, and it's not really worth to spend that much to spend money to create it when there's one available at a faster pace. That's all. Thank you.
Any questions?
Okay. I think this is slightly different than the previous.
It's the same, it's just that we don't have enough time.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so I think there's some good parts where you want to leverage on the existing apps available in the marketplace, right? Okay, so end of the day, it's still a question of what's your intended revenue model for this. Is it subscription by those big brands or?
No, we're selling it like a one-time thing. So we're selling you this product, so it's yours to use, and how you use it with it is up to you.
Why aren't you looking into subscription? For
Because
those
we
big
will-
brands. Okay, that's okay. Now your target segment is B2B, right?
Yes.
That is the big brands, I think, right? So if they want to use this particular software, right, you can actually put it up as a software as a service, kan? You know?
We're thinking like if we do subscriptions, if like for example H&M subscribe to us for like 10 years, the money they spend on subscription, they can actually use the money to create their own technology. So we think that they might not want to buy from us.
But that's what
Right.
goods for you, right? You get earn more from it.
No, because the thing is, usually how that works is that you pay a less amount on a monthly basis than you would, well, the amount itself is less, right? But if you're building a tech right upfront, that means you have to spend a lot more now. Right? Although in future it might be less, right? But then again, now they have to spend a big sum of money to build the thing in the first place. And usually, growing big businesses, that's not the core service that they want to provide. They will still just pay somebody to run it for them. Right? This is common. So I would suggest looking into subscription for them.
Yeah. Because we were also thinking about either subscription or a one-time thing. We spend a lot of time thinking about that. But
Well, maybe what you should do, you should ask those big brands, like, give them a call. I don't think that's possible, right? I get calls all the time wanting to do surveys and all of that, right?
thank you.
So why are you targeting the big brands and not the indie designers who are more likely don't have the money to buy the technology? So they probably go through a subscription model.
We're not specifically targeting anyone, we're just allowing this so that anyone who feels that they want to buy and use it. So same as if like how Microsoft doesn't directly target anyone, is whoever requires specific Microsoft apps, they will pay for this service. So I have this available, so if you require this, you will come and look for me and buy it.
Yeah, but maybe for your early stage of the market, your beachhead market, you may want to target your indie designers who may use it, and then once they have validated it, then you can look at all these big design. That's a suggestion only. You don't have to answer that.
Thank you.
We did think of this. The reason why we ultimately chose to target fashion and also big brands is they have a bigger customer base. So on the consumer side as a customer, they'll be able to, they're already using those big brands in comparative to those indie brands. So there will be more demand.
Well, straight focus. What makes you think you can do it? You just said just now that H&M, you're not going to go to a subscription model because H&M potentially could just do it. And then begs the question, why you? What's so special about your group that you think you can do it? And have you thought of how much R&D costs this will take just to develop?
So this technology, the one that we showed about the college, it has already been developed about 2 years ago. So it's just currently not being used at the moment. So we were thinking we will implement that. So as for the case of why H&M, why can't they do it, is that it's the same thing for speed. So we already have the same thing as why you would pay Microsoft for their product instead of producing your own product, which also wouldn't be really expensive, but there isn't a real need.
Yeah, but that's not my question. My question would be that, you're talking about bringing to maturity a conceptual thing which was on a paper to a full mature product, right? So getting from point A to point G or whatever, it's quite a long haul. So I hope to hear that you have computer scientists on board and statistical modelers and designers and whatnot who have the capability and also the funders to be able to bring such a product to the level of sophistication that H&M would buy from you. So have you thought of how much cost it will take to do that?
We haven't investigated about the cost because the previous model, it was for accuracy, was scanners. So this is the latest one, but it doesn't have a cost to it yet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Group 6. So for the next group, we have Group 7 to pitch their ideas.
Hi. Right, hello guys. We are Group 7, and just to recap, we are from Yummy. And based on our previous statement that we already argued that Malaysia is on the verge of having a health crisis. And we have managed to identify that the root of this health crisis can be segregated into 3 core components: unconsciousness, convenience, and accessibility. And with that, with this problem statement in mind, we have created this vision of enriching life through transformation of healthy diet as a lifestyle. So what does that bring us? That brings us to a solution. In our solution, we have 3 different core ideas. First of all, is to have a personalized meal. Is to have a personalized meal that will tailor to the user's dietary requirement. And the second one is to provide education, to provide information, to inform the user of what they truly need, their dietary requirement and restriction of whatnot. And third is a delivery service. We not only deliver the food, we also deliver information to your doorstep. How do we do that? Through an app. And now we'll move on to our prototyping. In our previous presentation, we do not have enough time to touch on that, but now I'll go through it. So this is how we envision we present the data to our user. Our user know exactly what kind of macronutrition they are required, they are looking for, they need. And the second one is how we envision the user, how do they customize their meal. They can choose different categories: protein, carbs, and fats, their macronutrient. They can choose the type of food that will provide such nutrients. We will show the pricing, and this page will be cross-referenced back to the references page for them to reach their dietary requirement. And for the third one is we will offer a panel of dishes that we offer that is tailored to their requirement. They won't order something and get and not knowing that that meal they had is not suitable. Maybe there's too many carbs, it is too high of calories, too salty, something like that. And yeah, we also have a subscription-based service so that they will meet their long-term dietary goal. Let's say I want an addition of 5,000 kilocalories per month. I cannot achieve that in one meal. We have an option for you to split in 10. Okay, next. And I'll pass the stage to Marcus.
So, some of the potential problems that we foresee as a startup, especially in the early stages, would be due to a highly customizable nature of our product. It could lead to problems such as expensive stocking, which could lead to wastage, as well as a limited variety of food supply to choose from. So to better counter this, we will come up with an idea, which is the menu rotation, to better engage our customers, to further understand, based on the customer feedbacks, what sells and what not, to better create a menu that is more suited for them. So apart from that, as raised by one of the judges earlier in the previous pitching, which is the delivery options, which is we provide a 24 hours prior delivery. Apart from that, we also provide a subscription option, which is you have the ability to choose and customize your meal about a week before the actual delivery, so it's planned out for the whole week. So we would just deliver it on the scheduled time. Apart from that, we could also provide an option in which you can randomize your subscription. So by doing this, we would customize the meal for you. So it kind of get rid of the hassle of choosing what you want to order on a daily basis. So now I'll pass on to Yi-Heng to further discuss.
Hi. So another point raised by the judges just now is how do we maintain the cost effectiveness. One of the ways we think that is that the price proportion will be changing as your order portion goes up. So for example, a person that eats more, for instance, For instance, the example is chicken. So if you order more, then the price for the same weight, the price will be lower for those who order more. And then as well, we will closely distance our kitchen with the delivery location. So in the beginning, we will target the KL area, such as KLCC and KL Central. So next, we have promotions to attract new users, such as referral discounts and bundle offers. Then next, we will expand to similar market, but at a different location, such as Damansara and Sunway. Next, I would like to close our pitch with a statement: "You're healthy, minority are healthy." Thank you.
Right, thank you. So what is your business? You don't have to show me this answer, I know that. What is your business? Is your business to sell food, or is your business to provide, to have data of what calories someone should eat?
To answer the questions, our main source of income would be from the meal selling services. But on top, because the normal commercialized market nowadays on healthy meal is just
I know that, yeah.
Yeah, it's just to cater for the customers, but customers are not aware of what they actually
Yes,
eat.
yes.
So
The customers don't know what they're
Yeah.
eating, so you are providing them with.
Yeah, because from the prototype itself, basically the customer has to set up a profile algorithms of their own basic information. From there, the algorithm actually generates your dietary requirement itself.
I know that, so I'm
Yeah.
saying if I know how much calories I should eat, how much protein I should eat, and how much I can eat, if I'm only getting that from you, why do you need to prepare the meal? Why can't you partner with other meal preparers who can do delicious meals to deliver it to your target audience? So you become a data company providing that data, and then the food comes from other partners.
Because preparing a food is a very tedious process. I wouldn't say that tedious.
But
probably
food is
like-
not your business, right?
The food is our business. Selling
So
food is our
you,
business.
among you have dietitians, you
Yes,
have
it will be in collaboration.
chefs.
Yes, we'll be having the own kitchen as well.
Just really quickly, who's your target market? How big is it? And what's your go-to market together for customer acquisition?
Hi. To answer your question, our target market at the soft launch is corporate market, corporate staff, and as well as co-working spaces. Basically, it's people with routine lifestyle. So, and then with little time to prepare their own meal or eating healthily. So, our plan is to target those markets. And then how big the market is, it will be the office spaces and the employee who works there.
So just to build on that, right? Damakan has the same strategy and same target market also, right? So how are you going to keep them out of a place that they've really secured for a very long time?
I would say that the differentiations between our apps, our platform, and our services between us and Damakan is that we can do customizations where Damakans provide the food that you want to order, but they don't actually tell you, do they actually serve the needs of you? So for example, each individual has their own calorific needs, but Damakan only has let's say they just provide you butter chicken, but they don't actually, but the butter chicken that they provide you doesn't actually suit your dietary requirement, where people with high diabetes or high cholesterol doesn't actually fit to the food requirement. Yeah.
Okay, I think if I were to echo what Dash says, right, I think the problem with you is that your overall business value proposition is good, but the problem is for every side of that business that you're trying to build here, you have very serious competitors in that area, and a very strong one. So I think what Dash is trying to say is that maybe you would do well as one of this startup, right, as opposed to trying to beat all of them, you see. So each segment has a very serious competitor there. You talk about food delivery itself, it's a vast market with very serious players, very seriously well-funded players, right? So I wouldn't want to compete with those players, right? Especially if you're an early stage startup. Usually what the early stage startup does is carve a niche which avoids those serious players, right? So probably one strategy, like Ash mentioned, is that try to work with a partner for certain non-key areas that you can do well, just partnering with somebody who's doing well in that area. Damakan might be one of your partners. If you're saying that they're not providing their food according to your healthy specification, that you can work with them to provide healthier food, right? That means you take yourself away from that particular market segment and build yourself as a different company, probably as a data-centric company rather than. Again, this is a suggestion. We can't dictate to you what you want to be, right? But we can tell you, trying to be all might not be the best strategy. Because usually it looks good on paper, but trying to execute with multiple competitors coming from each side, and those seriously well-funded competitors, you won't survive that fight. I can tell you that right now. Okay?
So if you go to Damakan and tell them, here are 1,000 customers I'm going to give to you, but these are the kind of food you're going to go, you'll probably get a good partner there.
Yeah, exactly. Your overall business plan is good. What you're trying to do. We're a bit concerned about your approach, right? Because again, food industry players there are very serious.
And I think you should also, looking at that, you should then compare the business model of a pure technology platform player versus one which is in delivery, food, logistics kind of thing, right? That is highly cost. It's got lots of costs associated with it. Where a pure platform player, software is software. Once you do it once, you do it twice. It's cheap to do, right? So the idea is that if you look at it from a data perspective, then what you should be looking at is a platform approach to providing demand and supply, right? So the demand is all these people who need healthy meals, and supply side is all these potential partners and collaborators to deliver that, because they have very efficient central kitchens. You don't have to build that. And then using things like machine learning to make sure that you provide the right recommendations of what types of food menus go to these guys. You're also then opening up for things like where you suggest good recipes for people to put in their weekly menus. Some people have maids at home, or whoever it is who cooks for them. This is also another potential revenue model. Then you can actually get websites to buy into you for advertisements or map things. So there's a lot more thing when you look at it from a pure data point.
I would also add to what Andre and the rest of the judges say. Maybe you should target first the older people, who needs to eat medication, who's very concerned, who are not very tech savvy. You want to provide them with those kind of data, so they know what they can tell their maids to cook for them or something like that, or even Damakan to deliver to them, because no one can cook for them, when they have diabetes or whatever nonsense.
You will be able to ask questions.
You want to ask us questions?
Yeah.
I mean, they are not. Are you okay with that?
Unless you can ask us later.
By all means. Let's have this.
Yeah, I get an idea of we are just partnering with the kitchens where Damakan can actually provide us the food that are recommended. But if that is the case, then the Damakan would have to change their approach of selling the food, which they couldn't do it in bulk sell, because they have to change the kitchen in customizations of each meal to personalize to the individuals, instead of just providing the recommended recipes to each of the customers.
I think what they're saying is not just Damakan, right? You can go with any food provider out there, and depending if you need 600 calories, I'll look through all the restaurants. Maybe Nando's has 600 calories and say, hey, just get it from Nando's instead, I'll get it from maybe McDonald's if you need to bulk or something. I don't know.
Yeah, actually the value is
the data.
I think I'm probably going to say what you're going to say. If you could bring 5,000 diabetics to Damakan, why wouldn't they create a menu specifically for them? If you create, if you tap of all these people who actually come to your app because they need for specific dietary requirements, there's nobody who will not produce a drink for you.
The issue is you can either assimilate yourself within an existing industry or try to compete amongst them. Our impression might be that you would do well trying to assimilate rather than trying to compete, right? Because that is a very stable, mature market that you're trying to poke a hole into, right? And that's not an easy thing, you see, poking a hole in that industry.
So let's say if I take my mother-in-law who's 88 years old as a persona, she may not want to eat something from the same restaurant every day, same, let's say in your shop, you know. She may say tomorrow I want to eat Indian, day after Italian, day after Chinese, day after something. So, but the limiting factor is the calories and the composition of carbs and protein, right? So your value could come from tailor-making food, variety of food to the caloric need, not delivering the food, you know what I mean? That's the strength of your data.
The problem with those industries that you want to poke holes, right, is that you need volume in order to survive in that industry. And sometimes trying to accomplish that hurts your core business model, you see, which in this case is tailor-making that meal plan, right? So you don't want to fail because you didn't do the delivery part well, or you don't want to fail because you didn't do the food provision part well. You want to do it well because you do this part very well. Because those are the part of very difficult fight to win.
And then later on, once you have the skill, like, oh, I have 10,000 people that needs this skill, maybe you can produce your own to get more of the revenue later on. But at this stage, I don't think you can compete.
Yeah, probably I would just add on because the thing that we customize is actually tailored to the macronutrients as well, not just calories. So in terms of hitting just calories, right, you can actually have a lot of standard meals where we could actually outsource easy. But to specifically target on the macronutrients, like let's say you need 30 grams of protein, whereas each person although have 1,000 calorie needs, but we have very different macronutrients. So that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that's just the end point. Alright, thank you very much.
Thank you, Group 7, for your enhanced pitch and also the judges' insights. For the third group and also the final group for the pitching session would be Group 1.
Hi guys, my name is Sharyar and this is our idea. Today I want to talk to you guys about an idea, a movement, and the idea is basically the recycling culture in Malaysia. Currently about only 14% of Malaysian people recycle their recyclable goods. And the thing is, the expectation is the 14% that is they're putting in the recycling bin, only 20% is actually ending up being recycled, because the other 80% usually ends up being contaminated because people are not educated enough to understand where to throw what. Because even though oftentimes it seems very easy, it's not, it's more complicated than that, and we need to educate people more about how to do this properly. That is why we have our app, Rogo. Our goal is to what is Rogo? Rogo is a social innovation app. It is a free to download app that encourages the user to start recycling. It's a reward-based system where when you enter the app, you have 3 different options. There's plastics, there's metals, and paper. You can choose one or you can choose all 3. You can start however you want. And once you choose, you'll be provided with a series of educational videos that will teach you how to recycle your goods properly, how to separate your wastes, how to understand, how to not contaminate it. And once you choose it, we'll send you buckets, deliver buckets to your home for those specific, the ones you chose. And once you fill up those buckets with the specific materials, we will, there's an option within the app where you can ask for collections, where one of our representatives will come to your home and collect the materials. And they'll investigate and see if the material is actually contaminated or not. If it is not contaminated, we will reward you with redeemable points. And if it is contaminated, you won't receive such points. The points you can use to redeem with our partner companies, which will be different Malaysian companies who have CSR projects, who want to be involved in the community and help increase recycling and awareness of recycling and reduce their carbon emissions. And the goal is to help them sponsor us for the discount codes and all the gift vouchers. For a release strategy, initially we will release the app to a group of people who are really invested in this community, people who have a platform within the community, and people who really care about recycling and social innovation and awareness of how to recycle properly. Within those people, we'll take their feedback and we'll adapt the app accordingly and see what needs to be changed. Once we do that, we will release the app in collaboration with hundreds of micro-influencers throughout the internet, through our Instagram and social YouTube, and so that we can spread the message. We can have our partner companies advertise us in their counters, where basically, for example, how GrabPay or like Touch and Go e-wallet, you have like GrabPay is accepted here, or Touch and Go e-wallet is accepted here. They can have, for example, Roco points are accepted here for currency. And the idea is for people to participate more is to basically gamify the whole situation. We'll have local leaderboards where you can see how people are doing in your area and how people are recycling within your area. We'll have celebrities and influencers who can have their own leaderboards where their fans can compete with each other and see who's recycling more and who's recycling more efficiently. And we'll have tier systems when after you recycle a certain amount, you'll be moved to a new tier where you'll get more rewards and more discount codes. For our revenue source, we'll be selling the materials that we collect from people's homes to recycle companies. And the idea is because our material will be educating our users, our material will be not contaminated, and we can charge premium prices for that. And we'll also have advertisements throughout the app and the buckets we deliver to people's houses for companies who want to be associated with our goals. In the end, the goal is to basically make recycling go viral, where it's a social movement. We all do it together. It's to make recycling into a cultural phenomenon. You know, it's not a chore that you do. It's not something you do because you have to. It's something you do because it's fun. It will help efficiency. It will help raise awareness, and it will help people engage with that community more. So yeah, our end goal for the whole thing is to increase awareness for recycling. Thank you.
Okay, I might be a bit biased with your idea because I kind of agree with the same thing that we really need to look into recycling, right? But I think at the end of the day, I see two main challenges. One is, of course, awareness. The other side of that challenge is the whole, what do you call that, profitability of the recycling of recycling as a business, right? So these two factors work hand in hand in providing the biggest hurdle to society recycling our waste effectively. Technology-wise, it's undeniable. We can actually live in a zero-waste world, technology-wise, but we can't get people to buy into it, right? So I still see the biggest challenge for you is not just the awareness, people are aware, but getting them to put those awareness into a disciplined action. So again, coming from that kind of perspective, right, that kind of seriousness, right, how would you try to make that happen? Because I see a lot of reward-based ideas about recycling, and generally speaking, they have a challenge in getting that kind of really impactful change in behavior, right? So how would you tackle that problem, per se? Because I see that's your biggest hurdle right there.
So basically, our goal is to collaborate with lots of micro-influencers, Instagrammers and YouTubers who have very small audiences. And because they have a very small audience, it's more like a family. And the idea is to use them and collaborate with them to spread the message. Because Nowadays, it's not about TV advertisements or about having billboards or anything. Everybody gets their messages from the internet, from YouTube, from Facebook, from Instagram. And the idea is to collaborate with those people, use them to spread our message.
Okay, I'm a bit skeptical. Okay, I'm the other side. I like the idea of gamification for the whole thing, but two things. One, I was a bit confused because I think this morning's presentation you talked about cross-contamination, and then there's a slight pivot here. If I'm thinking about it, is that now the whole thing is about awareness. It's not about less about cross-contamination. So that's just one point. But the whole thing about it in my mind is that I have a feeling that it's not just about awareness, and this is where I don't know whether the right insights are there or not. But if you look at it, most people will not disagree if you tell them recycling is good. Everybody is aware of it, right? Of that part about it, right? But there are challenges in recycling, and if you go down the line of the whole buying cycle and the disposal cycle of buying a plastic product and then trying to do that, the biggest pain point is really trying to get the plastic back from the consumer household back to the recycling center, and then from there on. So yes, it is about awareness and trying to get more people to recycle. But once you are aware, it's not very easy to recycle. I try to put things in different buckets and stuff like that. But then at the end of the month, like this whole plastic bag full of plastic, and then you got to travel like 10 kilometers to go to a recycling center. Are you tackling the right pain point? I suppose that's my fundamental question. What is the right pain point? Is it cross-contamination? Is it awareness? Or is it lack of points to drop off things?
Okay, the thing about awareness is our goal is to educate people and make them aware of how to recycle properly. Because if they understand how to recycle properly, there will be less cross-contamination. And the idea about the pain points, right? That's why we have the bucket system. That you don't have to go 10 kilometers away. You don't have to have a gigantic bag in your house. You'll have a small bucket that will be provided by us, and every time it is full, you can just press a button and ask for somebody to come to your home and collect it. There's no pain points. All you have to do is get the bucket to your home and then fill it up and make sure it's not contaminated. And we'll provide all the education materials you need to do that properly.
So your hypothesis is that if you gamify it, people will do it.
My idea is basically if you gamify it and if you make it popular through social media messaging and try and have more exposure, there's a certain amount of people who will always not recycle. But we're trying to target the people who always, there are people who will be like, yes, I want to recycle. We're targeting those people. We're targeting the people who want to recycle because they care about a certain Instagrammer or a certain celebrity and they want to follow the trend.
Okay, so your business is the business of creating awareness, is it?
Our business is to create awareness and through that increase recycling, and that basically benefits us because we are the middleman.
So, maybe COVID is fake news. Maybe it's to create awareness to the importance of washing hands. Think about it. Huh? Exactly. Maybe it was created by a global awareness creating company to make sure that the green, people don't fly, people don't gather, sell all these things. So if your business, what I'm saying is, to take a joke out of it, if your business is that of creating awareness, and it doesn't matter whether it is recycling or non-recycling, you will have the technology to create awareness. That means it's not just app, it is a whole holistic system. And then you will tie up with all the other people like, suppliers of bins. I lived in Australia for 10 years. The recycling is automatic. People throw this here, they throw the plastic here, they throw the can here, and we are given 2 or 3 rubbish bins all the time. So it becomes part of the culture. So if it's your business is the business of awareness, then you become a connector of the entire ecosystem. Instead of just focusing on one thing, you know what I mean? On the app. The app is not the solution. The solution is to get the message out. And how quickly and in a sexy manner you can get it out. And then once the message is out, people want to recycle. How is it simplified? People are not going to throw one plastic bottle in one another box just because they get 10 points from Shell. I think, and your target is bangsa, you know. People don't care about these things, you know what I mean?
If I may add, people don't care about that, but like, if it's a social movement, if everybody's doing it, if it's a competition between you and your family or you and your friends, they might be more interested in doing that. They might be more interested in participating in that.
Sure. Yeah. You need to create attraction for that.
I like your passion about it, and I think it's very good that you guys are thinking about that. But I suppose what we're saying is it's a group. We're not taking the mickey out of it.
Yeah.
We were just trying to say that maybe you need to also look at the whole flow of everything. You know, where exactly is the most difficult part about it? If awareness is the part, then so be it. Then this is what you should get, and it should be. It will come out when you put the ad out there and you get the traction, right? But we're just a bit concerned that maybe that's not the biggest pain. Maybe the biggest pain is just that by the time you get all the traction, then you're like, oh, where do I go to drop off this? You know, is that which is the biggest pain point? Because it's the biggest pain point will create your biggest market, right?
There's a new challenger to this kind of thinking, which is not to think about recycling, but to think about not using plastic in the first place. There's the whole zero waste movement. So again, these are competing solutions to a very serious and big problem. That much I agree with you guys. But what's the best solution? How do you fit into that solution?
Zero waste is a good solution. But
Okay.
who wants to follow? Like nobody is actually following it. Like I might think about it for a night, then forget about it. The next morning, look, we're all using plastic things there.
Exactly. I understand that. But that's why I think you guys are a good element out there, especially for startups, right? Those are who are tackling very serious social issues, right? But at the same time, you have to understand the challenges in building that. There's no point of having a good idea, but there's no way to implement that idea. It's like about solving world hunger. It's a good problem to solve, but has anybody come up with a single practical solution for it? No, right? Nothing in the horizon, right? Nobody you know can provide a solution for world hunger, which is amazing, mind you, because the world produces more than 7 plates of rice for every single individual on Earth, right? But then again, a third of the world population lives in hunger. So what's the problem? The solution is there, right? It's the same thing with plastic bottle. You can recycle it. The problem is we still generate more of it rather than recycling. And there's a problem gap in between that nobody seems to be able to solve. Right? And I think for me, I would want to see this is the solution, which I haven't heard before. That's the thing. So I'm waiting for that. Right? Now the thing is I've seen this before, and there's a lot of people who are okay, for lack of a better word, have failed to deploy that kind of solution because it didn't get traction. Right? So you need to think about something bigger, more impactful. Surprise us, right? Prove me wrong, right?
That's the ultimate goal, is to have everything in zero waste. But until we get there, we have to do the best we can to reduce our impact, and that is our goal, basically.
Thank you to Group 1. So while we're waiting for the marks to be calculated, okay, any audience do you guys want to throw any questions to the previous three groups? If you guys are curious of their product or ideas. Anyone? But this will not affect your marks, okay? It's just a pure curiosity. You want to know more.
One thing I hope you guys are recycling these bottles because I'm drinking from them. Just try to make sure.
Okay. Anyone wants to ask any questions?
We will give you the mic.
Also, maybe they can ask any question if they wanted to.
Yeah, it's a question for each of them. Like you guys said, like you guys have extremely customizable food basically that you deliver. Let's say for me, I gym a lot and I eat very specific food. Like, okay, I'm allergic to fats. It's a natural thing, yeah, but you can customize it in a way that there's no fats. That's how some people.
Just to answer the questions, the prototype that we actually have, that's on our slides, not showing our projecting our slides now, but in our prototype is that there's a customization for the percentage of macronutrients. So we talk about if you are asking the question specifically towards your macronutrients that you are trying to target, yes, we could do that. That's the type of people that we actually wanted to target on as well. Where there's very tailored to the specific macronutrients that you are seeking.
So I don't need to cook myself out.
Yeah, there is this. Yeah, that's the whole point of like the plan.
Anyone has any questions for the judges?
The question also goes to Group 7 with Yummy. The question is that what makes me to trust your food and that you're not going to misuse my information and my data? Privacy. So basically, one of the main issues that even one big companies like Facebook, the issue is privacy data of the data. So how can you counterattack this?
That's it? Can I raise a counter question? Do you use Google? Why do you disclose all the information to them? Because of convenience. Same goes for us.
Yeah, what does make me trust you? Google is different from you. You're a startup. Google is now well known.
Well, there's actually certification out there that can certify that a company has the necessary infrastructures and security to protect the user data. We can look for that.
Well, I can't counter that. I will pull up because I'm a guy who's putting computer security. So
right.
It's not that easy as a startup to start doing that.
Alright, thank you. So for the judges, I want to invite all of the judges to give a general feedback on how was this pitching session, and also you want to share your feelings of this GYECC pitching session.
Okay, so I think at end of the day, my impression is that you guys have very good ideas. That's for one thing, right? And I've been to quite a number of these events where I've listened to a lot of students pitch good ideas. But for me, I think the challenge lies in implementation. I think from the vast number of students we have and the disappointing environment of employment at the moment, you would think that there's a lot more students who go into entrepreneurship, right? But then again, you'd be wrong. There's kind of less than 5% of you going into entrepreneurship. So me, I'm a bit biased towards the people who jump first and think later because I'm one of them, right? So I would love to see you try out those good ideas. Because I can tell you one thing, right? At your age, you can survive the failures, right? So it doesn't really matter whether you fail, whether your idea works out or not. Test it out, prove us wrong, right? Because we are not the authorities on good ideas. No matter how well we are in terms of background or whatever, right? We can't tell you what would work. Right? End of the day. Because if I have that, if I have that crystal ball ability, trust me, I won't be here. I will just sit with my crystal ball and generate good ideas all the time, alright? Right? End of the day, nobody is the authority on good ideas. Good ideas are tested out in the real world, proven there. Right? So go out there and prove us wrong. If you're not one of the finalists, right, come up to me one day and, sir, you didn't pick me for one of the finalists and now I'm a multi-millionaire somewhere raising God knows how many money, right? The only thing I ask from you then would be to buy the coffee. Right? Feel free to do that. In fact, I look forward to it. Right? Okay, so that's my parting words. Okay.
Hey, so I think in general everyone did a really great job. I think back then you guys are really lucky to have GYECC. Back then when I ran my own startup back in uni, I didn't have such support and it's really hard. So having this exposure, having mentors coming over and help you guys and just absorbing it even if you make it or not, I think it's a learning experience. No matter whether it succeeds or not later on, I think it's the failure that actually keeps you on learning. So I think it's amazing that you guys even put up the effort to even come here during a weekend. I don't think I'll ever do that back in uni. I'll probably get wasted on a Friday night and then just sleep through Saturday and Sunday. So it's really a great thing to do. I think like what you said actually is right, that the most important thing about running a startup is taking the first step. Just don't think, go for it first. That's the best thing to do. We can just tell you, oh, this recycling idea won't work. We've seen four different ideas ran this again. They all went to the ground. But you might pull it off this time, right? And the difference is just making the move, and I think that's what you guys should just try. Don't listen to us, prove us wrong instead. That's all. Thank you.
Probably second all of that, or third. I think for me it's just that the point about ideas today are easy to get. And let's just put it out there, right? Because nowadays you can Google and Google anything and you can just get tons of ideas. But I suppose what you don't get is really the context of everything. We live in a particular time, a particular place, a geographical location, and whether or not ideas actually work in specific situations. So the only way you're going to know that is what they said. Go out there and try it out. It's called market validation. And it's as simple as just going and having the idea and then maybe just going up to your friends, your colleagues, your students, your parents, whoever it is that you're trying to target and asking them questions. So the whole process is just more about discovery rather than anything else. Don't think about building the billion-dollar company. Don't think about anything else. Just think about what is the one big problem I can solve and what is the right solution for this right person. That's it. And if you can do those baby steps, then you can start thinking bigger about what you want to do. Yeah. All right.
Well, they all have said all the wise words. I don't know what else to say. I guess when I went to university, you guys were not even born. One of the things that we learned in my business school is to always ask, what is your business? The core of whatever idea you come up with is what's your business. And then I do a lot of talks in the universities. The problem is, how do we find ideas? Where do good ideas come from? Have you all heard of Clayton Christensen? He just died. He's a professor at Harvard. And he says that ideas come from first identifying what you care about the most. And then he says there are 4 skills. One of the skills is observation, going out and actually looking. Okay. Second skill is questioning, to ask questions, to learn how to frame questions. Because when you question the status quo, you come up with an idea. The third skill is the skill of experimenting, to treat every single idea as an experiment to see whether it works or it doesn't work. The fourth skill, he says, is the skill of networking. Not just going for networking events, but connecting 2 different ideas from 2 different sources together. And he says all these 4 things join together and gives you what they call as an associational thinking or connected thinking. Sorry to sound like Professor Howard, but these things gives you an idea that is not a me too idea. You know? That means it's an idea of connecting two different things. Most of the university students in Malaysia, they read things like chapter by chapter. So they go to say, oh, can I find a physics problem to solve or a chemistry problem to solve? The real world problem is a combination of everything you know. So my advice to you, don't call yourself a startup if you're testing an idea. Call yourself a struggle up. Okay? Read as much as possible, as many books as possible, talk to as many people as possible, test your problems as much as possible. And a great venture capitalist by the name of Reid Hoffman says, you must always be in a state of permanent beta. That means all your ideas are just temporary until it goes to market. And always remember that any business you start or any project you start is ready to fail. It's 98% chance of failure. So it's not going to become a unicorn until you tested all the hypotheses. So it's a rigorous process. Unfortunately, we have lost that in our ecosystem now. What they call it as the scientific approach to building the startup. So learn how to do these things, and hopefully among thousands of ideas that fail, one good idea will come. And lastly, I must say, a failed idea is as valuable as a successful idea, because a failed idea is as much a teacher as a successful idea is. So don't be afraid of failing. Change the name of failure as learning process. Then you will succeed.
Thank you, Mr. Dash. So now I would like to invite all the FASCIs to come down with your group to take a group photo. We will start from group 1. FASCIs and the group members. Can I have group 3 on stage? The group members and FASCI.
不好读，这边不真的，因为大家不敢讲，不知道有没有来看的。
Group 4. Group 5. Group 6. The last group, Group 7. So, thank you everyone. So now we will be giving out our token of appreciation to all the judges. Can I have Shen Qing, Boon, Shen Kai, and En Qi to give out our token of appreciation to the judges? Can I have Mr. Max on stage, please? Thank you, Mr. Max and Sun. Next, I'd like to invite Mr. Dash on stage. Dash, may I have Mr. Andre on stage, please? Thank you, Ms. Andre. And the last judge, Mr. Sharizan. Thank you, Mr. Sharizan. So now I would like to invite all of you, not invite, but have all of you to help us to fill up this feedback form before we announce the pitching results. Is everyone done with the survey or feedback form? Or is anyone not done with the feedback form?
我都没有听到，什么普通猜个宝都没给拿到，就对，大家的可能在那边拿到那个。
一个宝吗？变化可以。
I am deleted it for my well-being. 没有人，当然有问题，真的。可是他不跟你说，这哦，没有约，都没有人在看，对，这已经没有人。开始讲。
Okay, so now I'll be announcing the pitching results. This pitching result is not the final result, so yeah, just chill, just listen. So the second runner-up is Group 1. The first runner-up for the pitching session is Group 6. And for the champion, it's Group 7. Okay, so now I'll be announcing the final winners for this camp, the GYECC. So before that, I'd like to invite Shen Qing, Boon, and Shen Kai on stage to give out the prizes. So the overall second runner-up is, who do you think it is? Group 4. So Group 4 will be having a 300 ringgit mock-up check and some prizes from Shopline. So Shopline is basically a simple one-stop solution to build, manage and market your online shop within minutes. It was the first startups invested by Alibaba Entrepreneurs Fund and also become the first e-commerce platform partners in Greater China with Google. The first runner-up is Group 1.
overall 嘛，要不然可能大部分都是4个，会不容很难查。
So the first runner-up will be getting a 600 ringgit mock check and also some prizes by Shopline. And I'll be announcing the champion, the overall champion for GYECC. Who do you think it is? Yeah, it's Group 7. Congratulations. So for the overall champion and the 3 prizes, the 3 winners, is actually, the points are collected from day 1 itself, so it's like throughout the whole camp. It's not just based on the pitching session or the physical challenge, it's everything. Congratulations, Group 7. So, also thank you, Shopline, for giving out the prizes to the winners. And I would like to invite Miss Anthea to give a speech.
Okay. Hi everyone. Hi. Hi. So this is a little bit unexpected, but yeah, my name is Anthea. I'm from Shopline, and I really love events like these. I always like. It's very nice to know that young people these days still have that entrepreneurship spirit, even though they're juggling their studies and university life. And my team and I, we always like to work with events like this to provide prizes for these events. And the prizes that we tend to provide is our website plans. So Shopline is a e-commerce website provider, and we provide prizes like this as a way to for teams to be able to materialize their business ideas better. So this is more of like a follow-up post-event thing. So yeah, keep up the good work, everyone, and yeah, good job. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Enda. Now I'd like to invite Shen Qing on stage, the OC for GYECC, to wrap up the whole event.
Okay, hi everyone, it's me again. Hi. So I'd like to congratulate all of you for completing this camp and work out on your pitching titles, your presentations throughout this whole day. Some of you are actually prepared before you came, and some of you actually start during the event. So I saw all of you like burning midnight oils until 1 a.m. Yeah, so a huge congratulations, and all of you did well. So yeah, give yourself a round of applause. I also like to thank all of our judges for giving valuable feedback to our participants, and hope to see all of you again next year. And also thank you Shopline for providing the prizes for our event. Yeah, so basically that's it. Okay, thank you so much.
Can I have everyone on stage to get a good photo, including the judges? Sorry guys, you can just sit on your seats, so we just take from this direction.
Yeah, like this.
Sorry.
Your generation too much of take pictures. Yeah. I come from a generation that
Can everyone just make way to the middle so that everyone can be seen in the photo? Everyone just pull your face into the middle.
take pictures
Oh, have started. Okay, 3, 2, 1. 3, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. You guys want like post freestyle?